podcast started. Sorry about that. We're having some audio issues over here. I am Matt. This here with me is Chad. Let's just get into this shit.
Well, I still need you to make sure the stream is clear because even though we did a bunch of checks, there's layers to this bitch.
We got the. I'm getting there. It takes a second to get the feedback, so I'm listening.
I'm aware. I know how this puppy works.
And we're both fine. We're sounding balanced.
Good. Yeah. All right. So anyway, so our first topic after a half hour trying to get this fucking thing to go is California Simon's Destiny. California, here we come. So it's Castlevania.
We're off to a rousing start.
Oh yeah, it's already bangers. It's already bangers. So it wasn't a James and Mike Monday that I saw this on. It was just James playing it's just Mike doing a Let's Play.
Okay.
Or maybe it was. Maybe he did both. But anyway, it's a first-person Castlevania game that was a homebrew that they had several updates on, and I was like, all right, this is pretty slick. It's in the same vein as Doom for like the old Macintosh. Remember
that's what it looked like to me. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was definitely one of those things where I was like, I need to check this shit out. Like this seems interesting. So I checked it out. I haven't played it, and I don't know if I'm going to. Mostly because I was expecting more from the villain types. Now, granted, I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to make this like a Doom port. But it really just looked like they put and copy and pasted the villain sprites from the SNES Castlevania game into this as the bosses. And I'm like, this looks bad. This looks really bad. And I wasn't expecting anything of it, but I think I was expecting more like Minecraft style animation from the villains and not just pixelations from the SNES game. But I mean, like, what are you gonna do? It was it definitely.
Well, almost anything can be made in the Ev engine, though. You know, almost anything can be made in the Minecraft engine, so that's not surprising.
And that was kind of my thought. It did look interesting, and maybe I'll play it one day, but it won't be today. But I saw that, and I was like, this looked interesting, and I thought it was like a brand new thing when I sent it to you, and then I realized that it wasn't. But they had their final patch last year, I think. So I don't know. I thought it was interesting because, like, you know, I'm always telling you your topic sucks. So, like, I'm trying to help you out here, bud.
So you try to help me out by picking something old.
Yeah, pretty much. I was off to a rousing start on this week's show, so you know. All right, so we're moving on. This was a Twitter thing that we saw going on. Basically, the Twitter account said you can only pick 3, Matt. You can only pick 3. So I want to do this in a few steps. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the games. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to pick our 3. The third thing we're going to do is we're going to draft our 3, meaning that if let's just say we both take Final Fantasy 2 in the second outing.
Okay.
In the third outing, only one of us can have Final Fantasy 2. You know what I mean? And if
see, that sucks, man.
And should we, for whatever reason, have different ones entirely for the second one, then we'll just move the fuck on. Because there's no point in doing
I think we're gonna have the same for almost the first one at least, like because only 3 of them are the big stickouts to me. So.
Yeah, well, there's a few here that I think we could both go on. So here's the games. There are no apparent order. We're gonna go left to right. There's 25, I believe. Yeah, 25. So first up is Chrono Trigger, Yoshi's Island, Super Metroid, Mario Kart, Star Fox, Final Fantasy 3, which is also Final Fantasy 6 if you know about that stupidity. Zelda: A Link to the Past, Kirby Superstar, Castlevania 4 or Super Castlevania. What F-Zero, is that what that one is? F-Zero?
Yes.
We got Super Mario World, we got Mega Man X, we got Donkey Kong Country, we got Turtles in Time, Final Fantasy 2 or Final Fantasy 5? I think. Is that how it goes?
Final 2 is 4.
2 is 4. Okay, so it's 1, 4, 6, because that makes sense. Earthbound, a.k.a. Mother, Mother. Dun, dun, dun. Aladdin. Then we got Mario RPG, Secret of Mana, Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim. He's such a super guy. Super Ghouls and Goblins, or Ghosts and Goblins, or whatever it's called. Bomberman
Yeah.
2. Zombies at My Neighbors, Punch Out, and then Killer Instinct. So Matt, pretty robust list. I would not say these are the definitive top 25 games of the SNES. But I think you could make an argument that they're at least in the category of any SNES owner should own these games.
Oh, for sure.
So
No question.
so they're at least in that category. Okay, so Matt, what are your three? Keep in mind that you can pick any of the ones you want, and I can follow suit.
Oh my God. Okay, so if I'm picking in any particular order, the ones that I picked immediately, right off the top of my head, were the Link to the Past, Donkey Kong Country,
Okay.
and it's between, for me, it's between Chrono Trigger and Mario RPG, but I can only pick one. And for me personally, it's Mario RPG.
I would have been more kind of on the train that you would have gone Mario RPG, Chrono Trigger, and Zelda, not Donkey Kong Country. That was a and Turtles in Time on the board. Like, I don't know, man. Like, kind of baffled me on that one. So we do have one in common.
Okay.
Zelda. Love it. My second one is the Zimbabwe's 8, the Neighbors. I like the Zimbabwe's game. It's a lot of fun. It's got creepy music, giant dancing babies that try to stomp on you, aliens that shoot you, bubbles. Don't know why. Vampires.
Because it's
Dope.
weird.
Mummies, vampires, werewolves. Oh my. And then the other one is Super Fighting Robot Mega Man. Technically, it's a different game, but I love the music in Mega Man X. I love the dumb little villains in Mega Man X. I've never beaten Mega Man X, but I like the idea of it.
They're incredibly hard, so I don't blame you for not being able to beat them, dude. I know.
I just, I like my thought process. I just like the idea of it.
I like its pure existence. Do I want to go near it and actually try to play it? No.
Well, it's better than trying to play Super Ghouls and Goblins or whatever the fuck that game is. Ugh.
Oh, fuck that shit. I can't get past like two stages of that bullshit.
Okay, so here's how we're gonna do the drafting. Since we both picked Legend of Zelda, instead of trying to figure out like who gets it, we're gonna just take it off the board. Can't pick it.
Okay. Ooh, that's a tough one to take off the board too.
Yes. So I picked Mega Man X and Zombies. You picked Donkey Kong and Secret of Mana. No, Donkey Kong.
No,
and
Mario.
Chrono
Oh,
Trigger.
Mario RPG.
Mario RPG. All right, so it's Mario RPG and Donkey Kong. So Dem's your two. My two, Zombies, Mega Man X. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a little snippet because we're not drafting 3. Fuck that. We're drafting 24. So we're gonna draft all these goddamn games. You hear me? Do you hear me? We're already taking off Zelda. We've already taken off Zombies. We're already taken off Mega Man. We've already taken off Donkey Kong and Secret of Mana.
Mario RPG.
Mario RPG. Why do I keep fucking that up? Where the hell are you, Mario?
Basically, it's basically like an L on the middle of the board here.
I'm doing X's. Don't confuse me. Oh,
Sorry,
never
I
mind.
was just referring to shape.
No, it's more like a. Because I'm. Well, yeah, technically you're right. I'd crossed out Legend of Zelda 2. God damn it! Hang on. I know what I should have done. Okay, so C. There we go. All right, I will let you go first. So you got Donkey Kong and Mario RPG. I got Zombies and Mega Man. I know you got the screen up, so you tell me what your next one is.
Oh man. Okay. I think my next one is going to be Chrono Trigger.
Okay. So you could have won.
Again,
You could have won had you picked Kirby. Like that's 3 in a row.
oh, we're playing bingo in this bitch. Is that what we're doing?
No. All right. So you got Chrono Trigger. Any reason why it's Chrono Trigger and not again Turtles, which I'm flabbergasted that you have not picked.
I love the Turtles and everything, but a big part of my early gaming, a lot of it was role playing games. So I tend to veer more towards those when I'm picking like top picks. You know.
Fair enough. All right. So then, big bad chatty boy here is going to pick the obvious one in the room because he doesn't want it to go to clown show Matt over there, and that's Castlevania. So, Castlevania's off the board. Chrono Trigger's off the board. What's your next pick, Matt?
Wow. I think I might go more into the obvious here, and I'm gonna drop it on Turtles in Time.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna go straight from the blue and go with Stuart Fox. No barrel roll. Don't tell me what to do, you old fucking rabbit. Sorry, I have post-war flashbacks.
Oh, God.
Okay, so here's the remaining picks, just so we're aware: Yoshi's Island, Super Metroid, Super Mario Kart, Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 2, F-Zero, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario World, excuse me, Earthbound, Aladdin, Secret of Mana, Earthworm Jim, Killer Instinct, Punch Out, Bomberman 2, and Super Ghouls and Fuck This Game. You're up.
All right. So we're just picking our natural order here.
Kirby Superstar. Forgot to add that one to the list.
Okay. All right, so it's my turn now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we are just picking the ones that are like our favorites. Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah,
that's what I've been doing.
Just picking what's left off the board. And then we're going to compare and contrast, and then maybe we'll have a Twitter poll to see if anyone listens to the show.
What person? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? You always talk about platforms. You half your shit's RPGs and beat 'em ups. What the fuck's wrong with you? I think I'm gonna go with. On that note, I'm going to go Kirby.
Interesting. Okay. Fair enough. Any particular reason why?
Kirby was probably as much as people love Mario, I loved Mario Kart and a lot of other multiplayer games. Kirby was probably my favorite multiplayer game to play on the Super Nintendo because of all the different modes it had within it, all the different like locations and stuff. It was a good cooperative experience. That's why I enjoyed it a lot.
My next pick will surprise and even dazzle you. I'm going with Aladdin.
Aladdin, huh?
See, I did we did a concert to a Disney music, and the Aladdin music was always my favorite to do. So, yeah, so it's just a lot of fun.
Well,
songs.
The Super Nintendo version I know is very much different than the Genesis. It's not like same way.
Right.
I think they completely changed the idea of that game.
But the music, hopefully, is still the same. Because otherwise, I picked a game for no reason. I also rented this game a lot. I don't know why either.
Okay. Because if you remember, the Super Nintendo version was Capcom. The Genesis was Virgin Games, I think.
Mm-hmm.
To my knowledge. And yeah, two drastically different games. I think they have similar soundtracks, but I have to do it. You have to check that one. So.
Well, I'm hoping it does, because otherwise it's a wasted draft pick. Like Greedy Williams, the Cleveland Browns, or Isaac Okoro, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Matt, you're up. Pick your next dumb game.
My next dumb game. Oh, fuck you. Let's see here. I am going to go with. Damn, this is tough. I got two on the brain, and I'm trying to flip in between. I think I am going to go Secret of Mana.
Okay. Matt's picking all the games I don't give a shit about. I like that. All right. I'm going with
It's
another.
personal collection, man. That's what I did.
Yeah, I'm going with it with another big swing here. I'm going with the Final Fantasy 3. Never actually played it.
Killer soundtrack on them. Killer soundtrack on that one, man.
That's why I picked it. It's killer soundtrack, and it's like a 90-hour Super Nintendo game.
Right? How often do you see that shit?
Exactly. Like that's like 12 games. No, sorry, that's like 90 games.
That's 12 games that I like put into one of those.
Right? So like, more bang for your buck. I'm all about the optimization.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Final Fantasy 3 off the board.
Oh, those games had like mode 7 like fucking crazy too.
Yeah.
That was
I know what mode 7 is in reference to. I still don't know why it's a thing.
I mean, I don't know exactly like the meaning behind it. I just know it's like when they were pushing for the heavy graphics thing, it was to me, I'm like, is mode 7 just like flat plains with like something moving across it? Because that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, it's a fake. It's a fake way to do the 3D perspective.
So faux 3D, I got you.
Faux D. It's faux D.
That sounds so fucking weird. All right.
Do you need a refresher?
Next. No, I think I'm pretty much following along. I know what's pretty much off the board for me, and we're kind of weeding through the things here. So, with certain options already taken off the board, I think I'm going to dive into Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island.
Alrighty, Yoshi's Island is off the board. I will continue my spree of defuckery and go with Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
I played this game a lot as a kid, and if I actually have a friend, I love playing the balloon battle. It's good. It's
balloon
good times.
Battle's pretty badass, man.
Yeah, it's good times. It's good times. I guarantee you, if it's still there, my next pick will shock the fuck out of you. It's not Super Ghouls and Goblins or Ghosts and Ghouls or shit. This game sucks.
I think with my next pick, I'm generally just going to follow suit and go with Super Mario World.
You sunk my battleship.
Oh, shit. Did I really? Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was going to be my next one. Like I said.
I went traditional on your ass and it threw you totally off.
I was going fucking hardcore, man. Didn't see it coming. I'm going to pick another game that I never actually beat. Super Metroid. Maybe now will be the time I finally win.
The game that literally birthed a genre.
Yup. It so did. So here's a refresher. We had Earthbound, Super Ghouls, and Fuck This Game, Bomberman 2, Punch-Out, Killer Instinct, Earthworm Jim, Final Fantasy 2, and F-Zero.
Ugh.
Yeah. So hit me with your best shot, and then fire away.
Okay, if I'm picking next, I am going with Killer Instinct.
Oh, well, okay. You can fucking have it. I don't mind. I think I will go with Earthworm Jim. I'm a big fan of the cartoon, so I'll deal with the platforming nonsense.
It's definitely one of the weirder games on Super Nintendo, but still an incredibly fun one for what it is.
Yeah. So we're down to our final 3 picks apiece.
Okay. All right. There's one on this board that I actually have never played, and I don't know if I should just pick it for that reason.
Yes, you should pick Punch-Out.
That was not what I was going to pick. Oh shit. I think so. So which Bomberman do we got? Super Bomberman 2? Is that what that says?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I might hold off on that and go with Earthbound.
Okay. Interesting. Have you not played Earthbound, or have you not played Bomberman 2?
Well, I was ranking them in like in terms of like actual importance, like what I have played, what I haven't played, and I'm trying to put Bomberman further down the board because I haven't played it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I'm gonna take this one off the board. The last big ticket item, Final Fantasy II, is now chats. So,
Okay.
last four: F-Zero, Punch Out, Bomber 2, and Douchebag and Dragons.
All right. F-Zero, Bomberman, go. Okay. I think I'm gonna stick the landing with F-Zero. Do that one.
God damn it! One of us is gonna get this fucking game. I'm going to circumvent the stupidity and pick Bomberman because I don't want to end up with ghouls and goddamn it. Never played it, but it's better than the alternative.
Oh man. Oh
I'm
man.
gonna get stuck with this goddamn game.
Oh man. It looks like you might. Oh man.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Dude. Oh man. If oh man. Well, am I gonna? I might just. I'm just gonna. Oh, I don't know which one you're saying. Don't do it to. That's fucking with my head.
There's a prize if you don't do it.
This sucks. I don't know what to do.
There's a prize if you don't do it.
Can I flip a coin?
Nope.
So I can blame it on the coin.
Nope. Do you want stupid,
Fuck.
dumb ghouls and goblins, or do you want Punch Out? Don't do it.
Oh fuck me.
Don't do it.
I'll go with Ghosts and Goblins.
You did it, and you know what you ended up getting in the process because you got the little treat. You ready for the treat?
The treat is you hate me.
The treat is I'm gonna give you Zelda because I didn't want goddamn ghouls and goblins or whatever the fuck it's called.
You're giving me back Zelda for that pick, huh?
Because it's the worst goddamn game on the board. Yeah.
Ghosts and Goblins, by a fucking wide margin, absolutely.
Yeah. So it was definitely one of those things where if you took Punch Out, I was giving myself fucking Zelda. Cause fuck you.
Yeah, dude, you're putting Punch Out and Ghosts and Goblins together. Like, no fucking way. Like, I could actually beat Super Punch Out for fuck's sake. I can't touch that other fucker.
Right. So I will come up with a posting on Twitter and see if see which one gets better traction.
So did my picks like totally throw you off?
No, not really. I was a little surprised you didn't take some of them earlier.
Pretty standard.
Like you picked all the games I thought you would, like Secret of Mana and Earthbound and Chrono Trigger, Turtles. I was a little surprised on the order they came in though. So.
Yeah, like some I've played more than others, so there was kind of like I was trying to evenly balance it out to myself, you know, based on how important they are to me.
How's the stream, homie?
We're coming through pretty good. I've been keeping an eye on it. Where I can hear you and as well as myself, so I'm doing pretty good. Sound balanced.
So we got a little bit of newsies to talk about before we get to the YouTube side of things. College football's coming back to video games. PS5 and Xbox. I don't even Series X1, 3, 4, 9er. I think is what
It's
they're
coming to
calling
whatever fucking new console Xbox has, because I don't ever want to wrap my head around the names anymore.
No one does. It's stupid. So
people just call it the series of consoles. That doesn't make sense, though.
No, it's not even a good no. So PS5ers and are we on fives? Which one are we on?
We are on 5 for PlayStation. At least PlayStation just numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right. We're on the white pennycoat PlayStation console.
I never thought of it like that. I always thought of it like as a trapper keeper or binder.
No, it's a fancy console. He's coming for dinner. Yes, when I started in the console war, Sega made consoles. Like, yeah, he's a real uppity bitch.
Oh, God, of course he is.
So we're getting fucking college football back, right? And nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. So it makes no sense why they didn't have the fucking college games. So whatever.
It's only going to change one thing. It's only going to change one thing, and that's going to be, what is it? The last one to come out, 14, won't be like $150 to buy anymore.
No, what I mean is they stopped making the games because they were afraid of lawsuits from college athletes. Nothing has really changed legally, and now they're going to just come back and do it. So, like, fuck dumb. And I'm sitting here like, all right, I love NCAA football, and I want to play NCAA March Madness, but I can't find a copy that seems to work. So when I look at this game, I'm like, yeah, I love this, but you spent the last 7 years doing jack shit for no reason. So, like, whatever, fuck off. I'll play it, but I ain't happy because, like, yes, you took my youth.
So do you feel like this came back at the wrong time then?
No, it came back fine. I'm just pissed that they took time off for no reason. It was one of the most successful video game franchises of all time, and it was good. So, like, I don't know. I'm pissy.
I always found it weird that they dropped the effort into college, but they never put that as much into Madden.
Yeah, those were clearly two different teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Madden needs a new developer.
He's fucking CPR at this point.
I'm willing to try a new college football NCAA game, but we'll find out. We'll find out. We also got a what is this? GoldenEye is getting a remake again.
GoldenEye it was in the past. There was supposed to be a remaster that was supposed to be on the Xbox Live Arcade back in about 2008, 2010-ish, somewhere in that time frame. It was when the Perfect Dark dropped on there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And due to a lot of licensing issues, it never saw the light of day. And somebody pulled up it was actually completely finished. They pulled up the finished product and put up a playthrough of it on YouTube, and now the game itself, and fully remastered as much as it can be, is online right now. You can actually play it right now.
That's cool.
I don't think you really care, because I don't think I think you cared more about Perfect Dark being a thing than this. So,
not really. It's just both of these games are outdated mechanically. That's kind of where my headspace is at. Like, it's just I'd rather
trying to refine it at this point. It's like, what's the point?
Basically, I'd rather see actually good games get remade. So or do a top-down rebuild of the game. Bring back the voice actors. Have Sean Bean reprise his role as Trevelyan. Trevor.
It's really weird too, because this game actually, what people don't know is this thing already kind of went under a revival reboot of sorts not too long ago. It got a like a weird like remake for the Wii or something like that, and they replaced it with Daniel Craig. It was very strange.
So yeah,
I never touched it for that reason, but maybe I should just see if it was actually any good.
So anyway, for England, James, no. For me. Then he drops him off a fucking radar dish. Baller way to kill
I never
someone.
even seen this movie, honestly. I've never seen this one.
Well, that's what you gotta do after the show. I was gonna watch something on the show. What was I gonna? Oh, I was gonna watch Cellular. Hey, cinnamon, where you run to? All right, so Lego is releasing Sonic the Hedgehog brick set. So we got a few design options here.
Okay.
I think these are all. Is this just one brick set altogether?
I think it is. It was part of a designer contest or something like that, and if so many people voted on it, it would get Lego would consider it for a project. So this guy was building, he'd basically build a prototype of what he would want the set to be. So that's what all this is.
Right, but is it one set, or do you have to buy them independently?
That I don't know yet. I know with Mario, when that came out, there was one initial set, but then there was a lot of expansions, which I'm assuming is probably what's going to happen here.
So I guess this is what the guy has made then, or is this what Lego has
This is
officially
what he has made. Yeah.
Okay, so he has made a little nod to the first level of the first Sonic game, whatever that zone is called. That's
Green Hill.
nice. Green Hill. You got a couple little animals. You got a little punk ass animal in a robot suit. Then you got Herpity and Derpity. I think that's their names, or don't give a fuck. One's a sheriff and one's a guy in a top hat. You gotta love the top hat. That's a solid addition. You
That's
got
a
a
classic,
ring.
classy look, right?
That looks like an emerald chaos stone. You got Robotnik with some weird ass hands. Then you got Sonic. But then you also got big robot Robotnik. So,
From Sonic 2, Sonic 2, I believe, is where they pulled that from. That boss
sure.
fight that still pisses me off.
So, it's a thing. It looks interesting. I kind of hope they don't go with the dude's version of it because I don't know. I wouldn't buy it.
You think it looks kind of like generic compared to like what the Mario one was?
Well, I'm looking. Is the Mario one? Yeah, I think this is the official one with the Guarded Fortress, Desert Pokey, Wumps, Lava Trouble. I don't think these are great either. None of these even have Mario in them. I think you forgot something there, buds.
I thought one of the sets came with Mario. Did you have to buy Mario separately? I thought he came with one.
The first set. Oh, there's a Mario. Okay. He's not in these photos. He's in a different photo.
All I know is they're labor intensive as fuck to put together. Bowser's Castle took a good few hours for me to put together.
Bowser's Castle. Wait, this little podunk thing took you a few hours?
The expansion itself, the set itself is kind of small, but there's a bunch of expansions to complete it.
Oh.
And that adds up to about like 2,000 to 3,000 pieces, I believe. Like the biggest thing is the statue of Bowser himself. That's the gate, you know. And that was probably the biggest labor intensive part. And the little intricate pieces, because this thing tries to make it interactive and have a lot of obstacles for Mario to go through. So they try to put in these little like ways of like Lego pieces to actually have them operate as like mechanics and wheels and stuff like that. And that part can get really intricate and really time consuming. That like this is not something you say to your kids, hey, let's put them together. No, this is something kid goes to bed and you're up all night putting it together.
Well, as the people say, get good.
Yeah. I haven't put them all together yet. I want to see how they all turn out though. I gotta find more ways to store it because I don't have proper storage for it. I should have thought of that shit because I'm a fucking idiot. I just don't know how they're gonna do Sonic though. Like, are they just gonna if he's gonna keep doing Sonic? Are we pulling from games now? Are we just pulling themes from certain levels of certain games? Because this kind of seems like a hodgepodge of what he's doing right now, or what's going to be done right now.
Well, I don't think they're gonna actually have the dude do the designs.
Okay.
That'd be
maybe
funny.
I should have maybe I should have worded it different. Like maybe I'm just wondering what they're going to do is like as far as how they're going to sell it, like how they did with the Mario thing. Like, is it just going to be a few themed worlds with the tiny little character packs? Because I'm thinking that might be the same route, but this shit can get pricey too expensive.
Yep. Kind of how they do it. So
I would like to see them do a Sega if they did the NES. They did the NES thing where they made you build it out of Legos. I would love to see them take a crack at it for Genesis too. That would be cool.
build a Genesis out of Legos, you say?
Yeah, I would like to see them take a crack at that because the NES one looks pretty cool.
Could be interesting.
Because actually, as you like build an old TV set and you could actually like crank a wheel or something on it, and scene from the first game, Mario game or whatever, would play out in Lego form, like actually rotate. I thought it was cool.
Well, let's move on. We got YouTubes to talk about.
Alrighty.
So what have you? Well, actually, before we get to YouTube's, I got Peacock.
Did you know?
Yes. I found out that Modern
Okay.
Family was on it. I was like, okay. Then I heard that Psych was on it. I was like, you're doing me good. Then I found out Eureka was on it. I'm like, oh, so I don't ever need to watch anything else ever again? All right. I am yours, Peacock. So it's $10 a month.
Definitely get some good shit for free. You know, some good shit you can get for free.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the first seasons are free for shows, so I think that's cool. But you still have commercials. I got the $10 package with no commercials and all the content, the sports stuff and whatnot. And that will also include the WWE Network when it moves over there. And I'm not a big WWE guy at the moment, but they got old school shows that I like rewatching, and then they got stuff from the WCW. And at the moment, I'm very into Impact and Ring of Honor and New Japan and MLW. And at the moment, Impact's streaming service just isn't working, and I don't know why. And I'm kind of like, I need my wrestling fix.
I'm thinking of diving into it for some of like the original series, just to see, like, just to maybe do a trial of like the premium stuff.
I do believe Curious George is on there.
That I have one, and I believe those are actually like some new episodes on it too.
So I know your son likes the monkeys.
Oh yeah, he's all about the monkeys, man.
Hey,
The one that
hey,
eludes
we're
me
the
out of just
monkeys.
morbid curiosity, even though the series has not been strong to me or not held up since, you know, I was a kid, was Saved by the Bell, just to see how bad it is, you know.
Well, the new series can't be any worse than the last one.
And for some reason I found this out recently too, like, because I get the emails too, because I signed up for like the free version or whatever, and they send me an email saying like Punky Brewster is getting a revival series too. I'm like, what are we doing? Why are we going with this series? Like, I don't even remember. I know my girlfriend's really into it, but I don't honestly remember much about something like that.
It's got Freddie Prinze, baby.
Really?
Yeah.
That I did not know.
He's going to be Punky's husband, I guess?
Cool. I might watch it for that.
Right? So, like, you know, Freddie Prinze is,
Be down for that.
yeah, he's the man. I love me some Freddie Prinze. Definitely a fan. So, yeah, Peacock. Interesting. So let's move on to the YouTubes. Tell me what you saw, because I should probably look for the ones that I actually cared about this week.
Well, I would say one of the most interesting ones this week was, and crazy enough, we brought up the game when we were going over our list. I got another episode of Region Break from She Says. I love that he's doing this idea. Like, I love the expansion of Boundary Break. I think this might be a new like hit for him. I think he should stick with it if he can get more of this stuff, because this is solid stuff. Especially with Earthbound. Earthbound is very weird. He even said that with all the changes, this game should be like M for mature. Because in the US version, references to like sex and to drinking that are taken out and that are still in the Japanese version. And I find that to be very, very strange. Like, certain places certain places are called cafes, whereas other ones are called like instead of bars. It even goes so far as to Ness has a dream sequence in one part of the game, and during that dream sequence in Japan he's fully naked. Whereas in the US version he's wearing pajamas, like actually going through a dream or something like that. So it's musical differences. There's musical differences in it too. There's different sound effects, which are weird. There's like a family in there where a father is like talking to his kids or something like that. He leaves the room and it makes a weird sound, and he's like, the sound it makes after that sounds horrifying. So it's like Japan's kind of fucked up in some ways with that. Well, yeah, it's definitely an interesting take on what he's doing. I like it better than Boundary Break because Boundary Break's kind of all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Region Break, he kind of concises down into categories, and so it's easier for him to pick and choose what is the most interesting parts, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the more concise. This is a solid show. I really hope he keeps it going. See, we got a couple things from SNES Drunk this week. Uh, the for the Forgotten Games, which is ironic because I actually forgot what this game was. I don't even know how to pronounce it. But the other one that did stick out was the Die Hard arcade.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that game looks fucking weird. And if I remember right, the only way you can still, the only way I remember even playing that was through the PlayStation. I believe there's a greatest hits like disc for that. But otherwise, I don't remember that game too much. I might have to hunt that down and play it though, because it sounds pretty like definitely like something that I could check out. Um, let's see here. Friday Night Arcade, he did it. Got another weird video from him this week. He picks a random NES game. He picks a fishing game for the NES. It
Mm-hmm.
was Blue Marlin or something like that. I'm like, okay, you're weird, but I'm down with it. And the mechanics within it actually surprised me with how deep they go from like reeling something in and moving your boat back and forth to actually pull the fish and stuff. And the effects are actually impressive for 8-bit, even though gameplay is, it is what it is for it. But putting ideas like that in there for NES, that surprised me. Um, let's see, what else do I got here? I don't usually talk about him that much, but I've been watching a lot of this guy. He's not totally gaming related, but he did watch something anime, and I don't know. I want to know if you've ever heard of this.
Okay.
Um, Dr. Mike, he criticizes a lot of like the medical accuracy in certain shows,
Mm-hmm.
like animation, or like real like ER and stuff like that. And he watched a show called Cells at Work Code Black,
Never heard of it.
and what's interesting of this is that it literally is the show is like heavy Japanese anime, and it goes through all of the different processes of what the body is doing. So like when you get pneumonia or when you're prolonged smoking, what like white cells do, what red blood cells do. If somebody's got cancer, what is it attacking? It like turns everything into a working world within you and puts people in the perspective of the bodily functions and how the body repairs itself. I thought it was crazy. I didn't even think some shit like that existed, but it was really cool. And I hope he reviews more episodes of it because I'm kind of interested to see what other things they tackle other than just like smoking, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see where he kind of goes from there. Let's see. I think the only other ones that stick out to me this week are Slopes Game Room did a complete history of Pilot Wings, and I find Pilot Wings an interesting game because it seems like one of the very few games out there that's like meant to be a relaxation game, you know,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to a lot of other games. And the history is very short though, and it's weird how it was always supposed to define certain or be a mainstay in certain generations, but it skips others. And be- I should check out more of them to see if they could be for me. I might need games like that sometimes. Cinemassacre, he did a look. James took a look at the Dragon Quest timeline, which is probably even more fucked up than the Final Fantasy one because certain ones got released at certain times, and even some of them got released within the same year, and they went by completely different names.
Hmm.
Seven or eight in the States. And it was, yeah, 3 and 4 actually came out at the same time. It was very, very weird stuff. Let's see. Other than that, I want to say that that is actually it. I think I'm good. How about you?
Well, I watched a few things, but I didn't watch all my things. And the things I did watch weren't
Okay.
all commentable. So
Okay.
the first
Nothing
one
super.
worth
Okay.
talking about is Man of the Jedi did a video called "The Worst Movies of 2020," but it wasn't the worst movies of 2020 so much as it was like like kind of like a year-end award show kind of thing. Because she talked about movies and shows she enjoyed, and like I guess like the whole shtick was she was trying to find like alternatives. Like if you didn't like, the X-Men New Mutants, watch The Boys or Umbrella Academy or stuff like that. So it was just, she's entertaining. She's definitely entertaining, and I enjoy her work. So that's definitely one.
Mm.
MMA on Point did the 10 greatest things about Strikeforce MMA. The Strikeforce MMA promotion used to be the biggest rival to the UFC, and it was gaining a
Mm.
lot of traction and gaining a lot of ground. And a lot of the stars of UFC that are kind of winding down their careers right now came from that organization. So it actually gave the
Mm.
UFC years and years worth of marketable stars that they otherwise wouldn't have had, thanks to completely different promotions. So that's cool to check out if you're a fan of MMA and history and stuff like that. And then finally, Living Big in a Tiny World finally showed us a house that wasn't the same house.
Variety now.
Yes. So the lady built a trailer, which is kind of like as soon as you start doing a tiny house, it's on a trailer. But she buried the trailer in the ground. So like they built it on top of the trailer, and I thought that was a nice little gist. Then she moved the kitchen, I think, and the she moved the bathroom, and then had a separate one for the toilet off the main house. So there's two independent, smaller structures for the washing area and the toilet. And I thought that was interesting. And she's got this little garden around. I'm like, this is how you do tiny living. I'm telling you, this is choice. The only
It's
problem
like
is
compartmentalizing. It seems like.
or distancing. The thing that I should mention about the location is she's near like a swamp, so she's like, I gotta have nets at night because the fucking mosquitoes. I'm like, yep, mosquitoes
yeah.
are a bitch. So definitely, if you are into the tiny house idea and downsizing, this is definitely definitely the way to go. So with that said, anything else that on the docket that you saw today?
Not YouTube. Not I haven't really watched anything else like YouTube wise. I finished a couple of games this week. If you have any interest.
I don't, but you might as well talk
Uh,
about them.
yeah, we've talked about one before, and you weren't really for the game, but after I played it, I actually did have a good time with it, and that was Hyrule Warriors,
Okay.
Age of Calamity on the Switch. I had a good time with. I mean, it's not. I've been playing these more untraditional Zelda games lately. Like the other one I played was Four Swords Adventures, which is just like a straight up arcade like type of Zelda game, kind of linear. But since this is one in the same light as that, and there's a lot to it. Like I know it's a mundane, repetitive combat thing for a lot of people, but when you dig a little bit deeper, there's a lot of expansion to it for each one of the characters, and exploring that can get really fun. And there's pretty deep customization system for them and stuff like that. There's a lot of things to do in Hyrule itself. Um, the attention to detail to story I find impressive. Like actually having full blown cutscenes and expanding the story, and learning more about it, because so learning about this history is I find pretty cool. So there's always that, and boss fights, and the scale that this game goes to with its battles and stuff like that is impressive. It makes it to be very fun. I got addicted to this thing, man. I played it for like 30 plus hours. Something I never do with games like this. I'm usually like in them for like 3 or 4 hours and I'm out.
Hmm.
But something about it, just all that stuff put together, just compelled me and hooked me. And I'm like, I do like traditional Zelda dungeon crawlers, but throwing this into the mix every once in a while, I don't think I would mind it so much. to have a nice little action game that does have a bit more to it than you might initially think at first. So,
Oh, there you go.
but yeah, that's the big one I finished this week. So I just wanted to highlight it real quick. That's all.
Anything else?
No, man, I'm good.
All right. Well, then that'll do it for this week's show. We're done. We're heading off. The stream's still going strong?
Yep, we're going good.
Right.
I can hear everything.
Sweet. So hopefully we'll have the entire show to port over. I have been Chad Porto. He has been Matthew Hedrick. This has been GameCore. Nope, NerdCorp.
NerdCorp Podcast.
One of them is right. The NerdCorp Podcast, brought to you by RealNerdCorp.com, powered by twitch.tv/RealNerdCorp. I'm sure that's not how Swisher says it. We're also on YouTube.com/NerdCorp. Nope, not backslash because we don't have enough subscribers. Subscribe to us on YouTube by searching NerdCorp. And with that, yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, your personals. Website is NERDCORP on Twitter. The website is realnerdcorp.com. Instagram is realnerdcorp, although we don't really use it anymore. Matt's personals are what?
I'm NerdCorp on Twitch. Same handle on Twitter.
Mine are Chad NerdCorp on Twitter, CHADNERDCORP, and on Instagram at Chad's Photo Hut. Be sure to follow us at all the locations. If you missed any of them, just go to the website, realnerdcorp.com. Spell it like it sounds. And we'll see you guys next Saturday for another edition of the show. Matt, say goodnight.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for listening.